Hi everyone. Some of the ocean related trivia from Australia. Australian ocean related trivia. I hope you will like this video. So stay tuned. So first one is that the Captain Cook, his HMS Endeavour moved somewhere very near to where I'm talking to you from. I'm right here. This is the most famous beach in Australia, and this beach is called Bondi Beach, the most famous one here in Australia, because this is the most famous beach of Sydney. And also Southern Hemisphere, many people say this is the most famous beach of Southern Hemisphere. Well, I don't buy that argument, but still pretty famous. And the Botany Bay is very near to where I'm talking to you from. Botany Bay is a place where Captain Cook's HMS Endeavour, the ship name is HMS Endeavour, moved. In 1770, that is like the beginning of Australia, isn't it? The Australian Day is celebrated. Yeah, it is 26th of January. Our Republic Day is Australian Day for Australians. Pretty interesting, isn't it? Yeah, that is the beginning of Australia as we know it today. His journal, the Captain Cook's journal, Endeavour Journal, is now kept in the library, National Library of Australia, the place where I went in Canberra. You remember, before I came to Sydney, I went in Canberra for a meeting of International Science Council, or Australia bought for a fortune, in a London auction. So many people criticize this, but anyway, it is kept here. Now it is, yeah, the value is tremendous. Well, you might think why it is called Botany Bay. Why so? It's something like a botany. The discipline, the bay itself is called Botany Bay. I'm from Department of Botany. I'm a professor of botany. Why is it botany? It's very interesting connection, right? Well, it's because his endeavor, Cook's endeavor, also include two iconic botanists. They are Joseph Banks and Daniel Solander. They discovered many new species in the place of this bay. It includes around 1500 new species. Can you believe it? In the whole of the 3-year voyage of this HMS Endeavour, and some of his new species, their new species include Banksia, the iconic tree of Australia, eucalyptus, also called gum tree, tea tree, and acacia. Acacia is also called wattle. Golden wattle is basically the Australia's national floral emblem, which is displayed in front of Australian Parliament House in Canberra. Yeah, Banksia is pretty interesting with cylindrical flower spikes. Yeah, and also bottle brush tree. That is also Australian tree, which described by these two iconic botanists, and that is the reason why this is called Botany Bay. And most of these are invasive outside Australia. These trees are invasive. For example, eucalyptus and acacia are invasive in our country, in India, isn't it? Very interesting. The largest natural harbor in the world in terms of navigable volume is Sydney Harbor. Pretty interesting, isn't it? Did you know that there are more sharks, especially bull shark, inside the Sydney Harbor than outside? And also this area where I'm talking to you from, a lot of sharks. You can actually see the sharks on a fine day. And there have been many shark attacks. And recently, one swimmer was killed by the shark attack very near to Sydney. So the area is not that safe. But it always wonders me why sharks were less here in open ocean compared with Sydney Harbor, right? So harbor is enclosed, but more shark over there. That's very interesting. The reason is that it's so calm, and it serves as a breeding ground for the bull shark. That's the reason why the sharks are more in Sydney Harbor compared with the outside. Well, coming to the beach, I told you Bondi Beach is one of the very famous beach, the most famous beach. But beside Bondi, well, there is another beach nearby where I have been to. If you haven't watched it, please check out Bondi to Coogee Walk, the hike video. How many beaches are there in Australia? Do you know? There are 10,000 beaches. That is so amazing, isn't it? 10,000 beaches around Australia. Well, how many of you know that the oldest fossil in the world is from Australia? The Australian coast. It's a marine fossil, something called stromatolite. So stromatolites are 3.5 billion years old, the first plants ever. These are cyanobacterial biofilm, one above another, deposited and turned into the rock, the mats of the cyanobacteria. A place called Shark Bay in Western Australia, somewhere uh, a bit north of Perth, is a place where you can see these stromatolites. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, because of this living fossil, stromatolite. There are 21 World Heritage Sites in this country, Australia, of which 15 are natural wonders. That's pretty interesting. Well, if you compare, India have got a lot more UNESCO World Heritage Site, 42. At the same time, most of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites in India are cultural. Only very few are natural. But here in Australia, it's just the opposite. Mostly it's natural. Here is yet another fascinating information that the largest living structure on the planet Earth is found here in Australia. Yes, it's Great Barrier Reef. It's very near to the Queensland, not too far from where I'm talking to you from Sydney. The longest living organism is also Australian. It's a species of seagrass called Posidonia australis, which is discovered in Shark Bay. So many things in Shark Bay, and that is why it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. A single individual of this seagrass can span over 180 kilometers. Can you believe it? One individual, you know, 180 kilometers. And it's thought to be 4,500 years old. It's basically a clonal colony. So one seagrass, and from its somewhere in its body, the blades, yes, second, third, fourth. So it is the clonal colony. It spreads in a vast area, right? It's very similar to in India. We have like in Kolkata, right? Kolkata have got National Botanical Garden. Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose National Botanical Garden have got a banyan tree, the big banyan, 80 acres or more. I think I saw that once. It's very similar to this big banyan tree, the clonal colony. And final piece of trivia, the beach related or ocean related trivia from Australia is that the world's most venomous marine animal is Australian. It is box jellyfish. Yeah, I hope you like this trivia, and in case you haven't seen many other videos that I released in my channel, please check out. So thanks for watching, and if you like it, why don't you consider sharing to some of your friends or family. Goodbye.